The bright lights of the scientific research vessel Athena flickered momentarily as it jumped out of hyperspace. Commander Eli James peered through the viewport, his gaze settling on the vast, swirling colors of the nebula before them. It was in regions like this, teeming with cosmic activity, that the unknown often hid, and for Eli and his crew, the unknown was exactly what they were here to find. A visual spectacle, isn't it, Commander? Lieutenant Sarah Collins remarked, stepping beside Eli with her eyes wide in wonder. It is, indeed, Eli replied, never taking his eyes off the nebula. But remember, we're not here to admire the view. Let's keep our sensors peeled for any anomalies. The Athena was not just any research vessel, it was one of the Galactic Union's finest, equipped with state-of-the-art technology designed to explore and investigate the furthest reaches of the universe. Their mission was to explore uncharted territories, looking for new life forms and civilizations. The nebula, known only as NGC 4418, was their first stop in a series of many. Hours passed as the crew meticulously scanned the area. The nebula was mostly silent, except for the occasional bursts of solar winds and the distant hum of cosmic rays. But then, the unexpected happened. The ship's alarm blared. "We've got something," shouted Dr. Emily Park, the ship's lead scientist. "Sensors have picked up a faint signal. It's irregular, unlike anything we've encountered before." Eli rushed to the main deck, where the rest of the crew had already gathered around the central monitor. The signal was weak, but it was distinctly artificial, a clear sign of technology. "Location?" Eli demanded. "Approximately 3,000 kilometers to the east of our current trajectory," replied Sarah, her fingers dancing over the control panel. "Set a course. Let's find out who or what is calling out to us," Eli commanded. As the Athena approached the source of the signal, a small, seemingly lifeless planet came into view. It was a rocky, barren world, with vast mountain ranges piercing through thin clouds. The signal grew stronger as they descended into the lower orbit, finally pinpointing a location in a secluded valley. Eli decided to lead the landing team himself. Alongside Dr. Park and 2 security officers, they descended to the planet's surface in one of the ship's shuttles. The landscape was rugged, covered with sharp rocks and steep cliffs, bathed in the eerie light of the nebula that filtered through the planet's thin atmosphere. They found the source of the signal, a crashed spacecraft, alien in design, its hull badly damaged. The technology was unlike anything the Galactic Union had catalogued. It was then that they heard a noise, a soft whimpering, coming from the wreckage. With weapons drawn, the team approached cautiously, only to find a lone survivor, an alien girl, hidden among the debris. Her features were exotic, almost ethereal, with luminescent skin that shimmered under their flashlights. "Please, don't be afraid," Eli said softly, lowering his weapon. The alien girl looked up, her eyes reflecting a universe of stars, immense and full of mystery. "Are you mating with all species?" she asked in a clear, melodious voice, the translator immediately rendering her alien language into English. "Can you do it with me?" The question was so unexpected, so utterly alien, that Eli couldn't help but stare in disbelief. This first encounter was about to take a turn none of them could have anticipated. The implications of her question were profound, hinting at customs and practices vastly different from their own. "This is Commander Eli James of the Galactic Union," he introduced himself, choosing his words carefully. "We mean you no harm. We're here to help." The alien girl stood up, her movements graceful and fluid. "I am Aliana of the Solari," she said, her voice filled with a haunting melody. "You are the first other beings I have encountered since the crash. My people are explorers, much like yourselves." As the crew of the Athena listened, enraptured by her story, Eli knew that this encounter was just the beginning. What lay ahead was unknown, but one thing was certain. The universe was far more complex and interconnected than they had ever imagined. The crew set up a temporary camp around the crash site, preparing to delve deeper into the mysteries that this alien world and its sole survivor held. As the stars wheeled overhead, a new chapter in human exploration was just beginning. On board the Athena, the atmosphere was charged with a mix of scientific curiosity and cautious diplomacy. Eliana, with her graceful demeanor and otherworldly presence, had quickly become both a subject of study and a diplomatic envoy. Eli watched as Dr. Park and her team worked tirelessly to communicate with Aliana, deciphering her technology and learning about the Solari culture. Aliana shared that her species, the Solari, were genetic artisans. They explored the cosmos not just for knowledge, but for genetic diversity. Our survival depends on genetic materials from different species across galaxies, she explained. It's not mere mating, it's an exchange, a way to strengthen our lineage. Eli grappled with the implications. The concept of genetic exchange as a form of communication and alliance was new to the Galactic Union. This revelation brought forth endless questions about ethics, biology, and the very nature of interaction between species. The discussion was interrupted by an alert from Lieutenant Collins. "Commander, we're picking up another signal. It's massive and moving towards us rapidly." "Show me," Eli demanded, his focus shifting immediately to the looming threat. The screen displayed a colossal ship, its design sleek yet ominous, cutting through space with purpose. "It's a Solari vessel," Aliana said, her voice tinged with worry. "They must have received my distress call. But they won't understand your presence. They might see you as a threat." Eli assessed the situation. "We need to establish communication immediately," he decided. "Aliana, can you help us?" With her guidance, they sent a message of peace in the Solari language. The response was swift and not entirely reassuring. The Solari ship agreed to hold fire, but demanded a meeting. They were protective of their own and suspicious of outsiders. The meeting took place aboard the Athena. The Solari delegation was imposing, their features sharp, their eyes piercing. The lead envoy, a stern-looking Solari named Thalek, was particularly daunting. "You hold one of ours," Thalek stated. "We seek an explanation." Eli stepped forward, his demeanor calm. "Aliana was rescued from a crash. We mean no harm to her or to your people. We seek a peaceful exchange." Thalek eyed them warily. "Our customs might be too complex for you to understand. We protect our genetic integrity with great caution." Eli nodded. "We respect your customs and wish to learn from them, not interfere." Aliana suggested a genetic exchange. Could this form the basis of our understanding? The suggestion hung in the air, heavy with potential consequences. Thalek pondered, then responded, "It is not common for us to engage with untested species. But Aliana speaks highly of your honor and curiosity." He proposed a trial, a controlled exchange of genetic material, not with humans directly, but with their cultivated cellular samples. "This way, we assess compatibility without immediate risk," Thalek explained. The crew agreed, understanding the delicacy of the situation. Over the next few days, both crews worked together, merging Solari genetic technology with human cellular science. The process was intricate, guided by the principle of mutual benefit and respect for each species' biological sovereignty. As the experiments progressed, Eli and his crew learned more about the Solari's advanced genetic techniques, which were capable of curing diseases, enhancing abilities, and even extending life. Meanwhile, the Solari gained insights into human resilience and adaptability, traits they found valuable. This cooperation marked the beginning of a complex relationship between humans and Solari, based on shared knowledge and cautious trust. While the future remained uncertain, the path forward was a testament to the potential for understanding and unity in the vast cosmos. The exchange of genetic material between the Solari and humans was a success by all scientific measures. The Athena's labs buzzed with activity as scientists from both species worked side by side, their initial wariness giving way to a burgeoning respect. But as is often the case in the cosmos, new challenges were just on the horizon. As the two species delved deeper into their collaborative experiments, they detected a genetic anomaly, unforeseen and perplexing. The anomaly appeared benign at first, merely a strange sequence that appeared in the combined genetic samples. However, Dr. Park's keen eyes caught the irregularity during a routine analysis. "We've got something unusual here," Emily announced, pulling up the data on the main screen. "This sequence here doesn't match anything in our database or the Solaris." Eli and Aliana joined her, peering at the data. "Could this be a contamination?" Eli asked, concern threading his voice. No, Aliana responded, her expression pensive. It's more likely a spontaneous mutation triggered by our integration process. We need to understand its function before we proceed. The team isolated the anomaly, conducting a series of tests to determine its nature and potential effects. The results were astonishing. The mutation had the ability to enhance cellular regeneration at a rate far beyond what either species could achieve alone. However, there was a catch. It was unstable, and in some scenarios, it led to uncontrolled cellular growth. Could this lead to cancer? One of the Solari scientists posed the critical question. It's a possibility, Dr. Park replied. But if we can stabilize it, we could revolutionize medical science for both our species. The urgency of the situation led to the formation of a special task force, including the best geneticists from both crews. They worked in shifts, analyzing, hypothesizing, and testing various methods to harness the benefits of the mutation while mitigating the risks. Meanwhile, the Athena had drawn the attention of other Solari ships and even some distant human outposts, intrigued by the potential of the findings. News of the breakthrough spread, and with it came political pressures. Representatives from both the Galactic Union and the Solari Dominion began to push for control over the research, each fearing the other might gain too much from the new technology. Eli found himself not only managing scientific efforts but also navigating the delicate politics. He held several tense meetings with both human and Solari leaders, advocating for continued cooperation and shared access to any resulting technology. Let's not let fear undermine what we've achieved here, Eli urged in a particularly heated assembly. We have a chance to do something great, something that benefits all. But only if we can trust each other. Back in the lab, the breakthrough came unexpectedly. Dr. Park, working late into the night with her Solari counterpart, discovered a molecular compound that seemed to stabilize the mutation. After rigorous testing, their solution proved successful. It controlled the anomaly, allowing safe integration into living cells without adverse effects. With this solution, the mood on the Athena shifted from cautious optimism to celebration. Both crews gathered as Eli and Aliana presented the findings, demonstrating the controlled regeneration in live cells. Applause broke out, mixed with a sense of relief and achievement. However, the political maneuvering was far from over. The discovery had opened up new avenues for diplomacy and cooperation, but also for rivalry and conflict. Eli knew that the real test of their alliance would come not from their ability to solve scientific puzzles, but from how they managed the sharing of their newfound power. As the representatives from both civilizations convened to discuss the future of their partnership, Eli looked at Aliana, who offered a subtle, knowing smile. Whatever came next, the path they had started on was one of profound potential, for good or ill. The news of the genetic breakthrough on the Athena had rippled across star systems, leading to the convening of the first-ever galactic symposium on interspecies genetic collaboration. Delegates from numerous planets and species across the Galactic Union and the Solari Dominion were invited to attend. The Athena, stationed in orbit around the neutral planet Viridian 3, was chosen as the venue, its labs and conference rooms transformed into hubs of diplomatic and scientific activity. Eli, tasked with opening the symposium, stood before a diverse audience of human and alien representatives, all waiting to hear about the potential applications of the genetic technology. He introduced Dr. Park and her Solari counterpart, who delivered a detailed presentation on their findings, emphasizing the collaborative nature of their work. As the presentation concluded, the floor opened for a panel discussion. It was clear that each species had different views on how the technology should be used. The Solari were particularly interested in using it to enhance their genetic editing capabilities, while human delegates argued for a more cautious approach, focusing on medical applications to cure diseases and extend life. The debates grew heated as more voices joined. A delegate from the aquatic planet Hydronix expressed concern about the ethical implications of genetic manipulation, questioning the long-term effects on natural evolution. Another, from the silicon-based life forms of crystalline sector, was fascinated by the possibility of applying the technology to non-carbon-based life forms. Amidst the heated discussions, Aliana rose to speak. While we cherish our technology, she said, her voice calm but firm. "We must also respect the fabric of life that connects all beings. This technology was born from a union of two distinct species. Let it not become a tool for division but a bridge for deeper understanding and respect." Her words had a sobering effect on the assembly. Talks continued, with delegates slowly moving from broad accusations and fears to more constructive suggestions about regulations, shared research initiatives, and the formation of a new intergalactic body to oversee genetic technologies. As the symposium progressed, behind-the-scenes negotiations were just as intense. Eli found himself in the midst of delicate diplomacy, balancing the needs and wants of different species with the overarching goal of maintaining peace and fostering mutual growth. He worked closely with Aliana, who had become an indispensable liaison between the humans and Solari, helping to translate not only words but cultural nuances and ethical concerns. The symposium culminated in the drafting of the Viridian Accords, a set of guidelines and agreements on the use of genetic technology. The Accords were not just legal documents but symbolized a new era of cosmic cooperation. They covered the ethical use of genetic technology, shared rights to scientific advancements, and the establishment of a joint research facility on Viridian 3. As the final session of the symposium came to a close, Eli and Aliana stood together, looking out at the starlit sky from the viewing deck of the Athena. The galaxy seemed a little smaller now, its myriad species more connected by the threads of shared destiny and shared science. The symposium had shown that while the universe was vast and diverse, common ground could be found. The path forward would be fraught with challenges, but as the Athena prepared to continue its mission, exploring new worlds and fostering new alliances, there was a sense of cautious optimism. The work done here would echo through the cosmos, in the labs, in diplomatic halls, and in the silent spaces between the stars, where the future was waiting to be written. In the weeks following the Galactic Symposium, the Athena resumed its journey, now carrying a crew more diverse than ever. Scientists from various species, including the Solari, had joined, eager to work in the newly established joint research facility. The ship itself had become a symbol of the newfound cooperation, its mission expanded to include not only exploration but also the facilitation of the Viridian Accords. Eli found his role as commander evolving. He was not just overseeing a crew but managing a miniature society representing a broad spectrum of the galaxy's civilizations. Each day brought new challenges, from integrating various technological systems to mediating cultural misunderstandings that arose. Meanwhile, Dr. Park and her expanded team delved into their research with renewed vigor, spurred by the potential applications of their work. They were particularly focused on the development of treatments for diseases that were once deemed incurable. The atmosphere in the lab was one of hopeful anticipation, as test after test showed promising results. However, the broader implications of the Viridian Accords were beginning to manifest in more complex ways. The establishment of the joint research facility on Viridian 3 had sparked interest and concern from other galactic powers, wary of the influence and power the Galactic Union and the Solari Dominion might wield. Eli received regular communications from Galactic Union headquarters, discussing diplomatic strategies and the need to maintain a balance of power. Back on the Athena, Aliana was a constant presence by Eli's side, helping to navigate the intricacies of interspecies relations. Her insight into Solari perspectives was invaluable, particularly as more Solari ships joined the collaborative efforts. Her presence also served as a reminder of the personal connections that had sparked this unprecedented alliance. As the Athena approached a new, unexplored system, an unexpected anomaly was detected by the sensors. It was a faint signal, similar to the one that had first led them to Aliana. Eli decided to investigate, sensing an opportunity not just for scientific discovery but to put the principles of the Viridian Accords into practice. The source of the signal was a small, seemingly uninhabited planet. As the Athena orbited the planet, the crew prepared for a surface expedition. The landscape below was stark, marked by vast deserts and jagged mountains under a twilight sky. The team landed near the signal source, discovering an ancient artifact buried beneath the sand, a relic from a long-gone civilization. This discovery sparked a new set of questions and theories. The artifact was unlike anything any of the crew had seen, It was clearly designed with a sophistication suggesting a highly advanced culture. The implications were enormous, offering a new puzzle piece in the cosmic jigsaw of galactic history. The find also tested the resolve of the Viridian Accords. Here was a discovery of potentially immense value, not just scientifically but politically. The debate arose among the Athena's crew and their new allies about how best to handle the artifact. Some argued it should be taken to the Joint Research Facility, while others felt it should remain undisturbed, preserved at its original site. In the end, Eli advocated for a cautious approach. He proposed a compromise. The artifact would initially be studied in situ by a mixed team of scientists, respecting the principles of discovery and non-interference outlined in the Viridian Accords. This decision was met with broad agreement, seen as a testament to the cooperative spirit the Accords had intended to foster. As the Athena continued its mission, the echoes of their actions at Viridian 3 reverberated throughout the galaxy. The ship and its crew had not only ventured into the unknown but had begun to weave a new tapestry of interstellar relations, showing that even among the stars, unity was not just an ideal but a practical reality. The future, as always, remained a vast, open expanse, but now it was one they faced together, united by a common vision.